Good evening, Nick. I posted the Blackpill trilogy by Eggy on X.
We need that. The Zoomers need to hear this. You're living in La La Land, pal. This is classic stuff, you guys. So true. This is like the OG. This is the blueprint, okay? That is the blueprint. Blackpill Manifesto, that is a classic, okay? That is who we are, you know, not like you don't need to identify with him as a person, but like that is the intellectual precursor to clavicular, inceldom, looks maxing, all that kind of stuff. That is like foundations of internet culture, like the broader right-wing subculture 101. Sound familiar? Does that sound like anything that has happened recently? Like the Valentine's Day mogging, like, I don't know, a certain tradcath, Foyd, Wayward Foyd. Does that sound familiar? Anyway, so I appreciate you uploading that because I think they took it off YouTube, but that's a classic. I remember seeing that in the early days. I probably saw that in like 2017, 2018, total game changer. Buddy of mine sent it to me because it's just true. And it's funny because, you know, for me, that's just like obvious. But when you're a kid, obviously you don't think of it that way. When you're a kid and you watch movies and you're raised by your parents and everything, you think, oh, well, you know, the pure of heart wins out. And it literally takes a video like that to induce anxiety that kind of wakes you up about that dynamic. That was pretty foundational text. And I think looks maxing is the fulfillment of this because you have people that are watching a video like that and the message is like looks are the only thing that matters. If you're genetically better looking, then you're good. And if you're not, then you're fucked. And that's the black pill. The black pill is that if the only thing that matters is a thing that you were born with and can't change, then if you're not born the right way, then you're fucked. So it's over. However, now this is the upshot. So Clavicular grew up on forums like that. And it's the same ideology, but he is the answer, okay? Clavicular is the answer to the question posed by Eggy, okay? You see? Eggy's problem is fulfilled in Clavicular. Clavicular fulfills Eggy. Nobody could answer the riddle. Nobody could complete the system. Clavicular completed the system. Because, you know, back in those days, 10, 15 years ago, people came to these conclusions. They said, if you're an ugly male, you're just cooked. If you're ugly or broke or a loser, you know, all the above, just basically ugly, you're done. And so that's why Elliot Rodger killed all those girls. And that's why Eggy made that video. But do you know what happened? Here's the happy ending. Eggy became a rapper. He became a SoundCloud rapper. He got some internet clout and he eventually got laid. That guy that made that video, he eventually got laid and got a girlfriend because he clout maxed. Even though he's ugly, he got clout and he was able to find a girl. White pill. Clavicular didn't start out a good-looking guy. He had some, you know, he's tall. He had some other stuff going for him. But through modifications, he was able to ascend and become a Chad, and now he's good, you see? So that's why Clavicular matters. A lot of people don't really get it because they don't see where it came from. I grew up with the black pill. I grew up with that. I grew up with Eggy. I grew up with Incel, Pua, all that kind of stuff. And now to see, this is why people don't get it. This is why I say boomers laugh. You got these boomer faggots that are like, it's all gay. Oh, what? You know, I see, and it's some people I like, some people I don't like. They don't get it. They don't fucking get it. Every incel understands what Clavicular represents. For all of us. For all men. We all understand what he represents. Old heads don't fucking get it. Tucker Carlson doesn't get it. Michael Knowles doesn't get it. These other people, they don't get it. They are not dealing with Instagram. They are not dealing with hypergamy. This is a new phenomenon. This is a 21st century phenomenon. Or at least it's a phenomenon that we became aware of because of the forums. The forums have allowed people to congregate, share their experience candidly, and it's like a science. People have figured these things out, that we are in this predicament. And losers and NEETs and incels have been languishing with this problem. That is until there have been some breakthroughs. And it's funny because if Clavicular didn't ascend, if he remained kind of like a chud, he would probably just be like a niche internet meme, a micro celeb. If he looks today like he did 2 years ago, like a fucking chud, he wouldn't be super famous. He would just be some niche meme micro e-celeb like Kantbot or something. Like he'd be comparable to that. He'd be comparable to one of those types of people. But because he succeeded, he did it. It's like he just figured it out, you know, and won the game. And he vindicated lookism. And in doing so, ascending, he took the black pill and made it a white pill. And now he's made all this stuff mainstream. That's the significance of it. So he's the fulfillment. He fulfills that prophecy. Because Eggy says, you should be black-pilled. It's over. Teen love, forget about it. Nice guy, doesn't matter. Oh, you think this next thing you're going to do? I'm going to get a new car. I got a new job, new clothes. What? Doesn't fucking matter. And Clav fulfills it by saying, no, you can do something. And he proved it. You know, you don't have to go all that far, but we can improve. We can get better. We can overcome. Truly Nietzschean. That's the irony. All these Nietzschean vitalists who are Jews, they all support J.D. Vance, who's a fat slob. Dude, Clav is overcoming. Clav has overcome. So I appreciate you posting the Eggy manifesto, because that's what I was referencing about Valentine's Day. That guy that got mogged on Valentine's Day, that's what happened to him. And that guy was not a loser either. He was a good-looking guy. He's there at the bar with this girl, but who shows up? A famous, good-looking, a better-looking streamer. And she just goes with him. And you hear this all the time. You hear this all the time. High school sweethearts. She goes to college. 500 football players later. Game over. So, anyway, W. Thank you for the trilogy. Yeah, the new heads don't know this stuff. The new heads don't know the lore. People got red pilled after fucking COVID. They weren't in the trenches like that. They didn't see the OkCupid study. You know, they weren't there. I was there. I wasn't that into that. I wasn't on the forums, okay? I don't want to do any stolen valor. I wasn't on the forums, but I was on Poll and I was on Twitter and I was aware of a lot of that stuff.
Nick knows what he's talking about. He's just very particular about, you know, how he's saying certain things, and that's fine. I don't mind. It's fine. So the thing, I'm just going to go a little taste here. You know, I don't need too much because it is a lengthy segment here, but basically, this is what was on the Rumble tubes last night. Like I said, this shouldn't be so much to me because, like I said, back in the day, many years ago, you know, me and Nick Fuentes, we streamed together repeatedly, and we were always chit-chatting and things like that. But it's just a different time now. You know, I'm old head. He's got millions of followers, and he's the leader of all the movements and so on. So this is what he was doing last night, just going through, and he was, you know, spending his time watching the Blackpill video on his broadcast in front of currently 450,000 viewers, and talking about this is where it all started. This was the, you know, this is where it all started from. He was deep in thought, and he said, everybody go follow the Groypers on Twitter.com. He was clicking like on my tweets in the night. I saw that, so...
That is who we are, you know, not like you don't need to identify with him as a person. But
that's right, because obviously I understand that I am an old man, and it is what it is. But Nick Fuentes, in front of 450,000 live viewers, says Eggy is our thought leader that we all know is the best of all time. Thank you, Nick Fuentes, for that. Much apprecited. You know what? Keeps it real.
You're gonna fucking make it, and I don't care. We are all gonna fucking make it. I don't fucking give a shit anymore about what anybody else has got to say. You know, you can spam me a billion trillion times a day. You can fucking come to my door and fucking punch me in the fucking face.